This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, is that we have breaking news. According to Reuters, Babylon the Great America is getting ready for potential weeks-long military campaign against Iran. Okay, so we're in a time where these wars are about to get a whole lot bigger and a whole lot more graphic, full of carnage. Prepare for casualties, okay, on both sides. All right, and again, this is why I brought out the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, because us, the prophets, all right, and the prophets are coming out of the nation of Israel, all right, this is what we're proclaiming. We're telling you the will of the Lord, all right? This is the Lord's program. He wants war to happen, okay? Because with war, all right, prophecy speeds up. What does that mean? All right? You're going to see a lot of sedition here in America, which Trump's going to have to use the National Guard and ICE and spooks and FBI agents, all right, to control the people because they're not going to be with this war, okay? Then you're going to see a conscription, a draft, all right, because the bodies are going to drop, all right? There's going to be a lot of U.S. casualties. It's just a fact. This is, okay, facts, all right? And again, this is the will of the Lord to speed up prophecy, okay? The economy is going to collapse because this is how you definitely collapse, all right, the dollar, all right, and turn it into a multi-polar digital prison house, all right, because people are going to be scared. There's going to be runs on the banks, all right. What's it called? America is going to see the economy crash because investors are not going to know what to do. Okay, so yeah, war makes things happen, just like C-19. A lot of things change, right, on the global scale. What's another thing? Iran will block the Strait of Hormuz. Gas prices going up through the roof. Have fun with that. So yeah, so when wars happen, things change, okay? And again, the nukes are not going to fly. So, all right, but a lot of things are going to move fast because they got to get this digital prison house with the RFID chip, okay, mobile. So yeah, so in war, okay, look. Let's ask this: when wars happen, what changes in the country that's fighting? All right. When war occurs, country experiences profound, often catastrophic transformations across all sectors. Key changes include severe economic disruption, collapsing GDP, inflation, high debt. widespread destruction of infrastructure, and significant social upheaval, including displacement, injury, and death, the government typically shifts to a war footing, prioritizing defense over public services. Let's read this one more time. Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Right. Okay, let's read that one more time. The government typically shifts to a war footing, prioritizing defense over public services. Right. Okay. The public are going to the people in that country, all right, the citizens, okay, are not going to be prioritized. So you're going to see a lot of public services collapse, okay? Yeah. Economic collapse and disruption. Economies often experience intense inflation, severe shortage of goods, broken supply chains, and on average, a 30% fall in GDP that can last for over a decade, right? Okay, remember when C-19 hit? All right, didn't we experience, okay, a little inkling of that? Okay, in what's it called? In the supermarket, right? There were shortages, right? There were supply chain issues, right? War does a lot, okay? War does a lot. And again, this can happen before the nukes fly. Okay, this can happen, and this can stay around for months while they set up the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, and people will run to take that chip to get a piece, okay, and safety, a little bit of food. Yeah, all right. Physical infrastructure destruction, transportation, schools, health facilities, utility systems are frequently destroyed. All right, you might not see much of that right now on the American side. All right, because all right, the battleground is going to be in the so-called Middle East. Okay, social and demographic shift, large-scale population displacement, refugees, and internal displacement person occurs. The labor force shrinks due to casualties or military conscription. Now, this is very interesting because there's already a lack of jobs in America. You know, everything's going digital, so when this war kicks off, more jobs, more unemployment, okay? More layoffs. So prepare for military conscription, okay? Military conscription. Government and political shift. Governments may shift to wartime authoritarianism, which we see that here in America, with reduced civil liberties. Right. This is what's necessary to push the chip. Increased surveillance. Yup. Because people are going to be so against the war. So yeah, FBI, CIA, okay, and a focus on national security over public needs. Again, this is happening right now in America. It's only going to intensify. We hear war makes things change. War makes things change. Remember when 9/11 happened? The Patriot Act and all these laws? Come on, man. And we know 9/11 was an inside job, all right? Coordinated by Mossad and the CIA, okay? Yeah. And they needed it so that they could begin taking rights away for the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, all right? And they were very patient, okay? Because it's been over almost 25 years now since that incident. But look how much rights have been taken away. Look how much things have changed, okay, for that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. And all roads lead to the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. And this can definitely speed things up on that road for it. It's getting spicy, all right? And again, let's go to Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Again, this is the will of the Lord, and that's what we're proclaiming, okay? So Joel chapter 3, verse 9, again, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, right? And all the men of war go into the so-called Middle East, all right? Get ready for I was going to say prescription, all right? Get ready for conscription, 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Right. Iran ain't pussy. Iran ready with the ballistic missiles to put in work on the statehood of the JJs and on American military bases. And America knows this. They know this. All right. But again, they're proud. All right. That's why Trump said regime change in Iran would be the best thing that could happen. Right. They're proud. And they're also blackmailed too. All right. BB went over there. Probably showed him a couple of more videotapes, a couple of more letters, emails, threads, right? Pictures, and you know, and Donald Trump said, "Yep, all right, we gonna do it, okay?" Because it's the JJs, the 1948ers, the small hats that truly control America. All right, this is why who do you see all the time? Where's it at? Oh, I thought they would. Where is it at? Yeah, right here. This is why you see all the time like Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, you know, because they're the ones that are pulling the strings, all right? Because they're JJs, they're 1948s, they're small hats. It says where in the Bible does it say in the end times that the chosen people would be controlling Babylon the Great America, all right? Would it be guiding Babylon the Great America? Where does it say that at? All right, these are JJs, by the way, you know. So you again, U.S. Preparing for potential weeks-long military campaign against Iran. Right, it's going to be graphic. It's going to be carnage. There's going to be a lot of casualties. All right, yeah, it's going to be worse than Vietnam. Okay. U.S. military is preparing for the possibility of sustained weeks-long operations against Iran if President Donald Trump orders an attack. Two U.S. officials tell Reuters in what could become a far more serious conflict than previously seen between the countries. Right. All right. This is the big one. Law willing, it's tonight, but hey, it's coming. All right. This is not going away. This is inevitable. Iran's not going to give up his ballistic missile. Iran is not going to stop funding the Houthis, the what's the other Hezbollah, okay, Hamas, and they're not going to stop because that's part of the so-called peace agreement that they have to stop funding them. They have to, all right, stop making ballistic missiles. Iran's not going to stop making ballistic missiles, okay? Get the fuck out of here, man. You smoking crack. That's why this war is coming. The point is the war is coming because what America and really them JJs are asking, all right, Iran, it's not realistic. Then the reason why, and you know, I'll give you some some facts. The reason why them JJs want Iran to stop with the ballistic missiles because in that 12-day war, okay, them ballistic missiles were fucking up the statehood of the JJs. I mean, fucking them up. All right, the Iron Dome, the what's the other one? The Sling of David, right? Let me just double check. I believe the JJs have what's known as the Sling of David, or what defense? What missile? Let me do this. What missile defense does ballistic missiles? There we go. David Sling. Yep. So the JJs maintain a robust multi-layer missile defense system specifically designed to counter ballistic threats, which failed in that 12-day war, with the Arrow family serving as the primary shield for long range and David Sling for medium range. These are supplemented by Iron Dome for shorter range, while future capabilities include the Iron Beam laser system. Right. And again, a lot of this comes from America technology. Okay, so there you go. And this didn't work. Iran could penetrate it. All right. So yeah. All right, we're in these times. Let me go to Joel chapter 3, verse 11. I'll get back to that article. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Right. And again, all the heathen are being dragged to the so-called, all right, Middle East. All right. That's necessary. Because what do you think Iran's going to do? That's close the Strait of Hormuz. And that's going to draw more nations over there. Because, what is it? How much oil? Let's see if the Google AI is honest. How much oil in the Middle East supplies the world? Look at that. The Middle East is a critical global energy supplier, producing roughly 1/3, 26% to 31% of the world's oil supply. The region holds nearly half of the world's proven oil reserves and features 5 of the top 10 global producers. All right? This is the reason why the Lord set it up this way. All right? To keep the Middle East in a perpetual conflict so that prophecy can be fulfilled. All right? That's why the Lord made sure that 1/3 of the oil, all right, that's needed, all right, to keep the world functioning comes out of that region. The Lord is the master chess player. This is why we give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He's so strategic. He is a man of war, man. He got you heathens in a man. I'm excited. I'm short for words right now. He just got you heathens, all right, where he wants you for judgment. There you go. Okay, because this is it. Yeah, that's exciting. The Lord is the master at war. Man. It's like when you play chess, man. You don't want to play chess against the Lord, man. He's got you. You heathens is cooked. Woo! It's exciting. All right, so you got to be excited for prophecy, because again, when you see this, what does this mean? We're going home. We need this to happen, so we get the hell up out of this sicko with weirdos, and pedos and Satan worship and child sacrificers. We got to be delivered from these freaking people, man. Okay. The disclosure by officials who speak on condition of anonymity. How do you pronounce that? Anonymity? Anonymity. Due to the sensitive nature of planning, raises the stakes for the diplomacy underway between the United States and Iran. Right? They ain't no fucking diplomacy. That's what I meant to say. Bro, what them JJs through America is asking is unrealistic. They're not going to give up their ballistic missiles. They're not going to stop, backing the Houthis, the Hamas, and Hezbollah. They're not going to do that. And again, America knows this, and the JJs know this, but they need a narrative so they could try to sell to the American and the JJ people, which the American people, they're broken, man. They see their governments ran by a bunch of freaking child predators, man. For real. All right? Here it is. And then Esau is a sick motherfucker because he had this series To Catch a Predator, right? By, what's his name? To Catch a Predator, right? It was an American television series by... What's his name? AI, To Catch a Predator. Chris Hansen, right? Chris Hansen, that's right. Yeah, here it is. They put this all over the TV and people cheering on, not knowing, all right, that their own government, their leaders of that, the billionaires, the rulers of America were doing the same shit, but 10 times worse, man. Okay? They were doing child sacrifice and and eating babies and shit like that, man. Nasty work. And this is why America is getting dragged into this war for judgment. In fact, let me bring this out and I'll close out. I think we got the point, right? We got the point, right? Well, before I get Isaiah 34, let me go back to Joel 3 and finish this off. Joel chapter 3, verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. The Hebrew word for this is Yahweh Shaphat, meaning Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come and get ye down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Right, that's why the Lord is judging these heathens. Okay, especially America. All right, that's why it makes sense that everything has to be exposed with the whole Jeffrey Epstein so that war can commence. All right, swing the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, tread the grapes, for the winepress is full. The storage vats are overflowing with the wickedness of these people. Right? 14. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. There you go. And we're in this time. The valley of decision. Thousands upon thousands are waiting in the valley of decision. There the day of the Lord will soon arrive. What does the AMP say? Here, yeah, this is exactly what this means. Multitudes in the valley of decision, judgment. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision, when judgment is executed. So yeah, and that's another thing. The Lord wants all these nations there so he can judge them all at once when he appears. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. See, this is what Great Millstone is known for, going into the prophecies, all right? Because we're looking forward to these prophecies being fulfilled. So you wacky tacky plantation Christians and some of you pseudo Hebrew Israelites, you don't even bring out these scriptures, okay? You avoid these scriptures, all right? Because you want to stay in this cesspool of a world, this sick, twisted world, all right? Well, you want to stay, okay, under the rulership, because the world, okay, the earth is great. It's just the people that are ruling it are sick and twisted. Okay, and that's why new management, a new kingdom needs to come. All right, but some of you pseudo Hebrew Israelites and you plantation Christians, you don't like going to these scriptures because you like to stay in this sick, twisted, deranged system, man. Okay, that's ran by these, okay, sickos. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. Come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all the things that come forth of it. Right, so the Lord is saying, listen up, and he's using his prophets to tell you to listen up. War is coming, and there's no getting around it. This is exciting stuff. It's getting spicy. 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, right? Righteous hatred, and his fury upon all their armies, and he have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. Right, and this is how the Lord is delivering these, all right, nations to the slaughter, by sending the military, all right, to be put down. 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Right, governments too. Okay, mountains represent governments. 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. All right, yeah, this is talking about the impending nuclear destruction. By the way, there's no nuclear treaties anymore between Russia and America. Yep. So what are you pseudo Hebrew Israelites saying about that? And you plantation Christians, what are y'all saying about that? And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. Yep. All right. 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Right. Idumea is a Greek way of saying Edom. Let's go into it. Got to bring it out. Bring it out. Idumea. All right. There it is. That's the Hebrew word. Adam. All right. Which means Edom. Red. Edom. Edomites. Idumea. Descendants of Esau. Okay. There you go. So the Edomites are here. And that's why the Lord is making sure that these Edomites, don't get out of war. In fact, they love war, but through war, they're going to lose. So the Lord's going to use what you love the most against you. Okay? The scriptures talk about because thou hast not hated blood. Yeah. That's the hated blood. Let me see. Yep. Is Ezekiel chapter 35 verse, I'm going to start at 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. Right. This is why this is all happening. All right. Because you have to be judged for what you did to us. All right. What you did to our nation, the children of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. What you did to us over here in America. Okay. And prior to that. All right. When we knew we were Israelites, you Edomites have always, all right, been grimy, all right, been causing hell upon us in the time that their iniquity had to end, right? And here, and it's a good example, right, would be after slavery. You stripped our identity away from us, all right. We've been put in the ghettos and the barrios, all right, but you still putting your foot on our necks. You're kicking us while we're down. That's why the Lord is very angry with you Edomites, you so-called white people, all right? Starting with you JJs, you 1948ers, you small hats, all right? Which you come from the tribe of Amalek, okay? Which is one of the tribes of Esau, Edom. 6, therefore as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right, so there you go, all right? Again, you love war, but through war, you're going to be judged. So check out the irony to that. All right, that's poetic. As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord, since you show no distaste for blood, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. Your turn has come. Holy shoot. And that war in the Middle East is going to be a bloodbath. All right, get ready. The bodies are going to pile, man. You thought Vietnam was bad. You thought the Iraq and Afghanistan war was bad. You ain't seen nothing yet, all right? So, yeah, let me see if there's any more in this article. I think we hit the point. Yeah, I want to bring this out right here. So what it was, the disclosure by the officials who speak on conditions of anonymity due to the sensitive nature of the planning raises the stake for diplomacy underway between the United States and Iran, asks for comment on the preparations for a potentially sustained U.S. military operation. White House spokesperson Anna Kelly says President Trump has all options on the table with regard to Iran. Quote, he listens to a variety of perspectives on any given issue. He listens to Benjamin Netanyahu, that's what she should have said, but makes the final decision based on what is best for our country and national security. No, he makes the final decision based on what Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu and Mossad and the CIA tell him. Okay? The Pentagon declines to comment. Look at that. The Pentagon didn't say nothing. All right, that's an answer right there. Okay? So, we're in these times, man. And then what did Yahweh Shai say? Real quickly. All right? Let's go to red. Because Yahweh Shai... What's going on here? Oh, yeah. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay? We are clearly in these times, man. Okay? Pestilences. All right? Cancer is a pestilence. I just did a lesson yesterday. Cancer is on the rise between Generation Z and millennials. That's a pestilence. Okay? That's a pestilence you can't escape. All right? Okay? Everybody's scared of Ebola, which that's terrible, or the C19. That's what I really wanted to say. But shit, cancer is running rampant. Okay, here in America. All right, and that's a pestilence. And earthquakes. All right, you're seeing various earthquakes, famines. Yep, food prices continue to rise. Oh, by the way, this is definitely going to make food price go on the rise, because again, once the gas prices go up, all right, that's going to fall on, all right, the consumer in these stores, because the trucks are going to have to raise, all right, their transportation fee because of the gas. See, it's all a trickle effect. War fucks shit up, man. Don't you get it? War makes you motherfuckers starve. It's facts. That's why, oh, I gotta get it. Man, it just keep, hey, check this out. Hey, the Lord ain't playing, man. This is why it's better to fear the Lord, man. It's better to serve the Lord. Check this out. I want to show you something here. Job chapter 5, verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, colon, right? And in war from the power of the sword, right? So you notice how in this one verse, and it's a sentence, okay? It's broken down in two parts, all right? And the second part is explaining the first part. Because of war, all right, there will be famine, but the elect will be redeemed from that, okay? War always brings famine, all right? War always fucks shit up when it comes to disturbing the food supply, man. Yeah, look at that. He will save you from death in the time of famine, from the power of the sword in the time of war. Right, that's the NOT version, all right? But the colon right here, this is English 101. When you see this colon, all right, the next part of this sentence is explaining the first part, all right? In fact, let's go to it again. Repetition is the art of remembrance. Colon. What does a colon mean in a sentence? A colon in a sentence acts as a grammatical gatekeeper, signaling that what follows a list, an explanation, example, or quotation, okay, directly amplifies, explains, or defines the preceding independent clause. There you go. All right, it acts like an equal sign, indicating that the second part restates or defines the first. Woo! Okay, so you best believe, all right, and it makes sense because when you go to the, oh man, the Spirit's on me. Revelation chapter 6, verse 2, right? Check this out. Oh, no. Revelation chapter 6, verse 3. The war, right? Come on, man. The Lord is working here, man. Revelation chapter 6, verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power, right? The red horse represents Esau, Edom. And when this devil came into power, all right, what happened? And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword, right? All right, because again, all right, his blessing is the sword, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, all right, and by the sword, all right, he's going to self-inflict his own self, all right, and destroy his own self. 5. But check this out. So right after, so in war, what comes right after? All right, or during war? Famine. 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Right, the balances in the hand represent slavery and judgment, okay? Because to starve by not eating, okay, is judgment. A famine, to starve by not eating because of the famine, is judgment, all right? 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Right, the oil and the wine represent the truth, the wisdom and understanding of the scriptures, all right? And we got that breakdown through the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all right? They broke this down, all right? Those are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. NOT version. And I heard a voice from among the 4 living beings saying, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. A day's pay. So get ready to see bread get expensive, and barley and all meat is going to be skyrocket. I want to be surprised that a pound of meat or 2 to 3 pounds of meat is going to 50, maybe 80, maybe 100. Shit, fuck it, triple digits, $100. All right, how long is that going to sustain before the people start tearing shit up? Yeah, food is going to make motherfuckers, all right, go crazy, but that's necessary if you want to bring in, okay, draconian measures, martial law for that RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Again, all roads is necessary, okay, for the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. And then once that's made mandatory, then the nukes fly. So, yeah, Lord willing, that's edifying. Okay, it was longer than I anticipated, but that was the spirit. At the end of the day, all right, this is the will of the Lord. I'm just a vessel. So with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Wakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying, pray without ceasing, pray for each other, pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. For the fuses that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, pray, Chad, cover, shalom.